noteworthy who wasn't at Trump's announcement last night. That's where this gets a little bit more fun. Matt Gaetz, who's from the area, loves Donald Trump, supposedly, suspiciously wasn't there. He told the Associated Press that he'll be there in spirit for the launch of Trump's third bid for the White House, but won't take the flight down from Washington, D.C., citing bad weather. He really shouldn't have cited anything because when you make a claim that could be fact checked, and this one didn't work out for him. More than 80% of departures out of Reagan National Airport were leaving on time, despite, as the Yahoo News describes it, some on and off drizzles that swept across the city after lunch. So you could have just said, like, we're doing a leadership vote and we have to get ready to stop the Democrats in the last couple of weeks. That's why I have to be here. You decided to make it about the weather, and that's clearly not the reason you didn't go Matt Gaetz. So now we have to wonder, why did this close, longtime ally of Donald Trump, a virtual surrogate for him on Fox News, turn on him during his big announcement? That's interesting, but it's not just Matt Gaetz. Ivanka Trump put out a statement on Instagram saying, "I love my father very much. This time around, I'm choosing to prioritize my young children and the private life we are creating as a family. I do not plan to be involved in politics. While I will always love and support my father, going forward, I will do so outside the political arena." And so she wasn't there and isn't gonna be involved in his inevitable third loss for the presidency. It's also not clear at this point whether Jared Kushner will be involved in the campaign. He was at least there, so a bit of a difference. I thought the whole focus was gonna be on their family. I guess she's gonna focus on the family. He's gonna focus on, I don't know, getting more investment dollars from the sovereign wealth fund of Saudi Arabia. I don't know. He wasn't there. Don Jr. wasn't there. He was hunting out west and unable to catch a flight due to weather. Dude, that was already stolen by Matt Gaetz. You gotta come up with a new one. By the way, he was hunting out west. Okay, I can't catch a flight. He announced that he was gonna be doing this at least a week ago. I feel like you kind of chose to not be able to catch a flight, which is interesting. Now, Eric Trump apparently was there. Okay, so he gets to be the son that has a chance of getting a hug from daddy that night. Don has taken that away from himself. Trump described Eric during the speech as having unfairly received, quote, more subpoenas than any other man in history, while comparing him to Al Capone, Billy the Kid, and Jesse James. I get that, like, Trump thinks that makes Eric sound cool, but it makes him sound like a criminal to me. So anyway, the family even seems to be splitting on this run, JR. What do you think?
Well, they're trying to stay away from it. They see what was happening. They saw what happened the first time. They said, we can take this ride. And they didn't think, I'm gonna go off of the assumption that the way the Republican Party didn't think he could win the first time around in 2016, they saw the results. They're like, well, I kind of got dragged along with this sinking ship for 4 years the first time. I'm not a part of this anymore. And also maybe, the Matt Gaetz is the Ivankas, who else did show up? Eric did show up. Trump Jr., Donnie Jr. didn't show up as well, but they didn't want to be trapped in a room. I mean, small bladders, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta take a break. And they're like, I heard that they had security making sure no one got out of their seats, and they didn't provide any, porta potties in the room, so we have to leave. But no, the whole idea is to stay away from the problem, but they can't say that out loud. Look at all that they went through with Ivanka and then Jared and all that. And then there's other Republicans that turn on them. Then you see the wild anti-Semitism and you see him trying to do this and do that, but they're all still part of benefiting from him. They're just like the rest of the Republican Party, who's like, we'll take the ride, but now that we can't ride anymore, it's not benefiting our power and our money, we're done with you, bro. Family's no different.
It's so weird. I don't get the Don Jr. thing. He was apparently at the Tiffany Trump wedding like 5 days ago. I gotta go hunt. No, don't worry, I'll totally be back. I just have to go kill something and then I'll totally be here. And he tweeted, that he still supports Trump and he wants him to be president. So it's not like he's really putting a big distance between us. So why not show up? It's just sort of weird. I don't know.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.